Hello all, welcome back. And in this episode, we're going to look at some other uses for the s or is word in Gaelic, or at least East Perthshire Gaelic. So one way that it is used is to say that you can or can't do something. And the way that this is formed is by using the is, so is, plus the word for can or able, capable, plus the word to. So to say is possible or can is surn. And the word capable by itself is just urn. So to say the cat can would be something like sun dana hat. Sun dana hat. To say the dog can would be something like sun dana hu. Sun dana hu. To say the woman can would be something like sun dana vornach. Sun dana vornach. Of course, the other forms of is, for example, chan, n, nach, b, etc., can all be used with this un to give different meanings. So, for example, can't would be something like chanun. Can, as in a question, would be something like nurn. Cannot, as in a question, so can't he play, etc., would be something like nachurn. And would be possible or was possible would be something like burn. So the cat can't would be chanun dana chat. Chanun dana chat. Can the dog? Nun dana hu. Nun dana hu. And can't the woman? Nachun dana vornach. Nachun dana vornach. And to say something like the cat could would be something like bun dana chat. Bun dana chat. To say like or pleasant or is pleasing to me or something like that would be t. And to say it is pleasant with someone or someone likes something, the form is plus this t plus the word for with, which is le. So to say it is pleasant with or someone likes something like something, you'd say something like stolle. And to turn it into a definite, so the cat, for example, would be lesh hat. So the cat likes would be stolesh hat. To say the fox likes would be something like stolesh valagad. To say the mouse likes would be something like stolesh and luchag. Of course, like all is verbs, you can change it to be ha, b, n, etc. So, for example, someone or something doesn't like would be chatole. To say something like is something good with someone or does someone like something would be ndale. Doesn't someone or something like nachtale. And of course, would someone like something? And this is used a lot when you want to say I want in a more polite way. Batolla, batolla. So, to say something like, the dog doesn't like it being the masculine a, you'd say something like, Chatol lesh hua. Chatol lesh hua. To say that the person doesn't like it would be something like, Chatolesh and dunna. Chatolesh and dunna. To say that the dog would like the food, you'd say something like, Batolesh hu mbia. Batolesh hu mbia. Now, to say to me, and this is a special form that is used in these sentences, and I will give you both forms that are used in any types of sentences. But in this type of sentence, you would say to me, don, don. In other types of sentences, it is often ron, ron. So you can see there's a bit of a ron at the front of it. Now, of course, my pronunciation, being a learner, is not going to be 100% perfect, but it gives you an idea. So to say I can would be something like sundo, sundo. And the word for with me is lum, lum. So to say I like something would be stolum, stolum. So I can sundo, sundo. I like stolum, stolum. Now, if we were to kind of directly translate these sentences, what they're really saying is, for example, sundo would be is possible or is able to me. With stolum, it'd be something like is pleasant with me, something like that. To say prefer in East Perthshire Gaelic is doch, doch. And doch, like te, takes the le word, the with word. And so if you were to say, I prefer, you'd say something like stochlum, stochlum. I prefer it. Is stochlema, is stochlema. To say I am able to be or I can be, the word be in this case is vi, vi. So to say I can be would be sundo vi, sundo vi. And to say something like I am able to be happy, I can be happy, might be something like sundo vi tolachich, sundo vi tolachich. Maybe something like that. To say something like, isn't it possible for me to do that? You'd say something like, nach undo shen yenu, nach undo shen yenu. Notice how when we had V, it was a V sound, but the actual word itself was B. And also with jenu, it became yenu. The reason for this is that in standard, you'd actually have another word or particle that goes in front of that, which kind of means, when you're putting it into the sentence, something like, isn't it possible to me that it's doing? So that it is like the English, like mine, his, its, etc. We'd say possessive. So it has this possessive in place of what in English we'd have the, he done it to me. So we have that me, to you, to him, to her. What would be called the dative, I believe. But yeah, in East Perthshire Gaelic, it doesn't get said, but the leftover change in the following word still persists. So yeah, I believe that is what is causing that y, v, etc. To say something like, I wouldn't like that, would be something like, Habatolam shen. Habatolam shen. To say something like, I wouldn't like to do that, you'd say something like, Habatolam shen yenu. Habatolam shen yenu. To say, I prefer the food, would be something like, Stochlam and beer. Stochlam and beer. To say something like, I wouldn't prefer the food, would be something like, Habatochlam and beer. Habatochlam and beer. To ask a question like, would I prefer that? Would be something like, Ndochlam shen. Ndochlam shen. To ask a question, would the cat prefer the dog? You might say something like, Ndoch lesh chat and goo. Ndoch lesh chat and goo. To say something like, can the dog not eat? You might say something like, Nachun donachu ich. Nachun donachu ich. So let's round up some of the words that we've looked at in this episode. Doch. Doch. Un. Ta. Stochle. Stolle. Sundo. Sunda. Ton. Ron. Le. Lum. Danachat. Danahu. Jenu. Yenu. Is. Nach. Ha. Mba. Chaba. Nachba.